Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us now is Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry, the generous Mayor Bruce Berry. Bruce, how are you this morning, sir?
Great to be here, Grayson. Doing well.
Great to have you here. And well, it was a very busy weekend. You know as much, and sure do on this end too. But Chili Fest for you, I know that this is a staple event. It's a big time deal for Taylorville. But from your end of things, how'd it go?
Very well, very well. The attendance was astronomical. I thought the weather was great, a little bit warm, but other than that, I thought the events went over very smoothly. And the chili cooks are, good to see a lot of visitors from out of town come in and cook chili, and my hat's off to Tom Calvert, the director of the last 28 chili cook-offs. I guess he's retiring after this year. So what a wonderful job he's done for the past 28 years.
I heard as much as well about Tom, and sounds like deservingly so.
Right.
But also, 28 years, that's a long time.
Right. And like I said at the beginning, they recognized Bobby Hall and Donnie Marsango. They're the ones that originally started the chili cook-offs, and they're both were contestants for years and years and years. And it was great to see those get their accolades also. So, we are the chili capital of the world. So I think we put on a good presentation.
I think so. I saw some folks, a couple from Indiana. I saw a gentleman that came from Kansas City. Right. I mean, that's how this has.
There's a few cooks from Ohio and stuff, and surrounding states, and it's a great event.
Cool deal too to have people drawn to Taylorville for that reason. For you now, did you find your way to a People's Choice card at some point during the day?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
Bruce, it was pretty good.
It was good. I ate a couple of bowls of chili from the chili tent, and they were good. And one particular friends of mine were cooks, and I tasted their chili, but I was not part of the chili choice card.
I see. So you were trying to make sure you weren't. You were okay. I see what you were doing.
Right.
I see what you were doing. You were making sure you weren't hurting anybody's feelings.
That's right. What you're doing. Exactly.
So for you with Chili Fest, I've asked you this before, and you've been here a long time here in Taylorville.
Correct.
All 40 for you, or close to?
Well, I missed last year's. My daughter got married.
I remember
was last year, so that was her anniversary. Was yesterday, so shout out to her 1 year anniversary, and and we have a grandchild on the way. So
congratulations!
Thank you very much.
That's very cool. Well, and happy anniversary to her as well. But I do remember that as soon as.
But I've probably been at 39 of them, I imagine. I would think so. Yes.
I can imagine you've probably been to plenty
in
your time. So for you, like seeing the transition to. And it's we packed the square this year with vendors.
Right.
We've grown so much. What's that? What does that look like for you in terms of the growth?
I think the vendors is what amazes me. We used to have the square full, and we'd have 40 or 50 or 60 vendors. And now I saw somewhere where there was 177 vendors, and I don't know how they place them all and stuff. And now with the entertainment tent moved to not only the south side of the square, the north side of the square, I think it's a great addition. And the bags tournament's always a big deal. And the FFA kiddie tractor pull went over well yesterday and things. And it's great to see the different organizations from Taylorville get involved, but also visitors from around the area and even from other states that come for the chili video. It's always the same weekend, the first Saturday in October, and so we like that.
Well, even like the YMCA will have the other Bruce coming on.
Right.
I don't know if it's Mayoral Monday or if I've got to come up with a different name for the first Monday of the month, but Bruce coming in too, double Bruce. I don't know what we're looking for here, but
he's a lot more interesting than I am. So you might have him a couple times a month.
It was nice to see Jill Ruat with the YMCA out there for the kids zone.
Exactly.
But like you're mentioning, just all these people that I talked to over the course of a month or maybe every 3 months, being
exactly
there.
And then you got the jazz band playing, Taylorville's jazz band, the choir sang the national anthem, all the the events that our high school puts on with the cheerleaders, the pom-pom squad, the dance team, and things like that. It's just a great event for the students of our high school and junior high. And, the Queen's contest too is it's very amazing.
Well, and it was crazy to me. I guess I shouldn't say crazy. I know pageants are popular.
Right.
But when they opened that up, they had told me that they were already having inquiries. Hey, when's that opening? When's that opening?
Yeah.
And to see how many folks put themselves into that, it was really impressive. I thought this year.
And the other thing that's impressive, the food.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the chili, but the other stands that are open food, and great selection, I would say.
And my God, J.I., I stepped over there to check out his chili tent, and I remembered it a little bit from last year, but man, I forgot about those vats,
yes.
And that's it, just he's making a witch's brew of chili, it looks like.
That's right.
And that, so it was
a lot of work by a lot of people
by a lot of people. Yes. And it was so smooth this year, I thought, on our end. And that is a credit to the chamber and more. So glad to hear that it went as well for you as it did for us.
It went very well.
So that is a look at Chili Fest that was just this last weekend. Square still going under some things, still you got a little pickup still to do, probably.
Right. They're busy this morning, moving tables and things like that and picking it up. And we'll be back to normal by noon today.
We will be. And it was anything but for the weekend. So for them, it is so much hard work, and then they get right back to the planning. That's what's
exactly.
It's a quick turnaround.
Might throw a little wrench in their plans next year. We don't know if we'll be doing the square project. I think we'll be already started in that. So we'll let them know in plenty of time. So if they need to move it, but I'm like you, I think, Grayson, I like to see it on the square. Parking, I know, is an issue. So we'll let their minds get together and decide what would be the best to move it next year or try to do what we got.
And I'm with you. I would love to see it continue on the square. If we got to take a year hiatus,
right.
albeit. But let's talk that square project for just a minute here.
All right.
I know that details aren't necessarily finalized or things of that nature, but we're expecting to start maybe early summerish with that.
I would say late spring, early summer next year. We should be starting that. Our next big road project will be West Main. We'll be starting that here this fall still and doing some preliminary work. And so that'll be on the next one. And then after that, our $5 million project around the square. We're holding out hope that we'll still get another some grant money to do the blocks around the square. So we can just pray and hope for that. We did receive a grant. We got word of it last week that we got a $461,000 grant for engineering for the downtown area. So that's a great news. And so we'll continue to hope.
That is that's great news to $400,000 extra. I mean, I won't be sniffing that for a while. So the square project, $5 million at this point now. And I just want to clarify for folks, this is going to mainly be the roads, the sidewalks, and just visual improvements.
Right, lighting and everything. We've been working closely with Ameren. We met with them last week about some different lighting projections and different variables there. And so we'll be starting that project. And so just be patient, I guess.
Yes. Well, and folks have been patient, I hope. With the Taylorville Food Center and things like that. Now I know that's
about 95% done. I think we've got all the road work done. We're finishing up some sidewalks and curbs and things, but that was a project that was longer than anticipated. But once you start tearing up old roads and doing different infrastructure projects, you don't really know what you're getting into until you get it dug up and see, and you have to make decisions on the fly.
I can imagine. And some of those decisions probably have to go through a lot of hands in order to be executed. And so I get bureaucratic processes to an extent.
Right,
don't get me wrong. I hope folks out there do too. It takes a minute. But for you, that's 95% complete. You mentioned though East Main.
Right.
West Main, excuse me. For West Main, what's kind of the start date we could expect roughly?
Well, I think you'll see some activity there in a couple of weeks, just doing some preliminary work. Of course, they won't do much work during the winter months, but some of that. Maybe new water lines down that area also, and new curbs and gutters and sidewalks and road pavement from Webster Street all the way past Cheney Street and beyond. So hopefully that's our number one parade route. So. We will have to, hopefully it will be done by next, or partially done, where we can, down at the 4th of July, uh, parade route will be down that. So we'll have to figure out another parade route for the 4th of July parade.
Okay.
That's the 250th of America. So that's the big event coming up next year.
Definitely a big deal,
Right.
which is 250 years to do what we've been doing. Not bad. But, so the road work going on out front of Taylorville Food Center, 95% complete. That is so close. And West Main Street, some preliminary things, getting ready for the project
Right.
As a whole.
And then we're doing the safe route sidewalks, schools there, with St. Mary's and Memorial School. A lot of work's getting done in that area. And we are trying to get a bike rodeo going, where we are able to get some grant money to give some of our students new bicycles. So we're going to meet with that tonight. There, we have a public hearing on that tonight. So
yeah, well, when I saw bike rodeo, we talked about it before, and thank goodness, because I might have embarrassed myself, but I had no idea what to expect from a bike rodeo necessarily. But the Safe Routes to School project, you mentioned a grant of $461,000 towards the square, but we're also looking for a grant application this evening too.
Correct. We received a Safe Routes to Sidewalk grant. Safe Schools, that was a $250,000 grant. And so we're doing that work, but we're also another $25,000 to maybe give some bicycles away to the students in the 1st through 4th grades at the schools. So
I would sure hope that the public hearing portion of that should go pretty smooth for you this evening.
It should go smooth. Yes.
I think it'd be all right with that one. That being at 6:30 this evening, City Council, and that meeting starting at 7 this evening.
Correct.
So we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about those things. But that is a look not only at Chili Fest just this last weekend, the Square project that will be coming up, $5 million already dedicated to it and maybe counting. Road work at the Taylorville Food Center, 95% complete. On West Main Street, preliminary stuff. Give them a minute. Safe Routes to School, the bike rodeo. We're working on a grant application this evening. We'll come back with Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry to hear more in just one moment. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station.
That many times leads to suicide. When a person is going through such feelings, many times family and friends don't know how to help. But there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. Call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline toll free at 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help.
Brenda Elder here, the Executive Director of the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation. From growing your business to attracting new investment, we're here to help. Find out more by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
If you're tired of worrying about home maintenance and stairs at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, you don't have to. Enjoy independent living duplexes that are half the cost of traditional independent living options. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. And we're brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Back around with us, we've got Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry. We were talking all about road improvements, city council tonight, things of that nature, safe routes to school. Anything else, though, Bruce, with city council this evening of note or anything like that?
Not really. I think it's a pretty normal meeting for an October and things. You know, I think the big event now for the community is homecoming week at the high school. Look forward to that. You know, the parade Wednesday night, the football game Friday night, and always the dance on Saturday. So, you know, it's time for us to let the spotlight go to our high school.
Well, and there's, you know, talking to the Taylorville High School Student Council President and Vice President, Gabby and Hope, it was like, no, we want the community to get involved just as much as we want the students. And
Right.
this year, you know, the theme that they're doing and the parade that they're putting on, I think it's going to be a really good deal this year.
I do too. And I always look forward to the homecoming football game, you know, being, you know, doing that. And like I said, the dance afterwards or the night after. And it's just a great event.
Trust me, it doesn't hurt you're playing Charleston for the homecoming game.
I've been comparing a few scores and things, and Charleston took one on the chin last week. Bad, so and Mattoon beat Charleston, and we laid it to Mattoon. So just comparing scores, we should come out with a victory.
And man, on homecoming night, you feel a lot better after Friday,
Right.
when you get a win on homecoming night.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think that is in the cards.
Right.
We don't want to tell the gentleman too early, though. We want them to get out there and play.
That's right. And you know, our push continues to be to be playoff eligible, and we're gonna be right there. It looks like.
I think so. Right on. It's one of those deals right now where the 5 and 4 teams are likely to get in.
Right.
But man, you'd love 6 and 3.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So we'll see.
6 and 3, and I'd like to play Rochester first game. Let's see how good they are. How about that, Grayson?
Man, I tell you, that would be something. Yeah. They like their football over there.
Yes,
in Rochester.
they do. Yes, they
not
do.
to say that we don't,
Yes,
but they do some interesting things. For you, Mayor Berry, we got like a minute to go here. Anything else that we talked about here today that you'd like to double down on? Anything else that you can let us know of going on with the city, yourself?
Just like, you know, if anybody out there's got any concern or you know, wants to know what we're going to plan on doing in the next few months or whatever, please call my office and we'll let you know what's going on. We don't want to have any secrets from anybody. And we'll see, just like I said, the community looks like it's doing well. And I think the community camaraderie is really good up there. The Chili Fest was great. What a picture case for our town. And I think we showed well there. Congratulations, all the queens. The homecoming queen. Congratulations to her, whoever it may be. And I guess the big thing now is Illinois football on Saturday.
Man, they got a tough task.
Tough game against Ohio State.
Purdue. All right, we got through, but
we'll see.
Man, Ohio State's going to be tough.
And I guess, go Cubs too.
Well, you mean that. You mean that.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you, Grayson. Appreciate it.
You've got it. Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry here joining us on the WTIM Morning Show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington.